Welcome to the Hummingbird's Nest. We are here with my dear friend Harry Lucas, lead singer and guitarist for Big Metal Cube, amongst many other beautiful endeavors in life. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, no problem.
It's beautiful to be here. First, I want to congratulate you on the release of your first album, Show Your Teeth.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you feel having it out?
I feel pretty good about it. It's one of those things where it's like passing gas a little bit, like or something. You just gotta get it out. I don't know. It feels good to have it out, but because it took so long to like make it, longer than I thought it would take, frankly. That now that it's out, I'm like, great, I can do something else. Focus on other things. Yeah.
When did you start? Or like, is there a definite start date to this recording?
Yeah. Well, not to the recording of it. I started working on some of those songs in the summer of, I think, 2024. Like a few summers ago. Yeah, almost 3 summers ago now. And I was cooped up in the apartment. I think I was like applying to grad school, and I was like, I have to get more writing in. So I would walk out of the apartment, it'd be hot as nuts. I'd walk down the Eastern Parkway, and just like post up, and I'd be like, I'm gonna write 5 songs today. And I would write them, and I'd be like, yeah, this is great. This is a lot of good material. These are all songs I could use. And I did that a few times, and I threw out so many of those songs. I was like, actually these suck. But a few of them made it on. And so the oldest ones are from that summer. And then I was writing more, and I was in grad school writing. I even took a songwriting class, and I think one of those is in there too. So
What was the one from the songwriting class?
Belt. Cool. Or Waste. Belt. Yeah, it's called Belt now.
Was it Waste before?
Yeah. Yeah. I wrote that. It was like a songwriting seminar class, and I don't know, it was a weird time, but I like that song enough, so
For sure, it's
came out of it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And then what was the more recent one that you put together?
The newest one on the album.
Yeah.
I think it's In Mirrors is the youngest one, because I wrote that sort of closely with I Hate You, but I Hate You had started a little earlier as like a guitar line germ or something. So In Mirrors is the newest one. And that was it. Some of these are like really quick, like they just sort of pop out, and some of them were written over the span of like days or weeks. So.
Also, briefly to address your classes, you were getting your master's in film scoring.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was at grad school at NYU for screen scoring, is what they call it.
Okay.
But it's a funny term. It's a catch-all term for like scoring for video games or for film and TV, of course, or for like other things. Like there's always stories about peers and professors of mine who like helped write music for Disney for their like amusement park rides, which is like what?
In Mirrors on a
on a
t-shirt
ride. Yeah. What's the song from like Shrek where it's like the
Smash Mouth?
It's when he gets in the village, whatever. Or like ad music, but for me it was film. So.
Is there a movie? What would be the perfect movie to have this album? Can be as abstract an answer as you want.
Probably. It's pretty like indie rock, so it would probably be like a really pretentious film about being some dirtbag in Brooklyn, but you know what I mean? Like I don't know.
A biopic.
Yeah. I think that when I think about a lot of the things I want to write, they tend to feel more bizarre and strange, and I don't want to say dark because that's like edgy, but they tend to feel darker than the song turns out.
Word.
because I
I
think
mean, some of the lyrics are getting to
a weird place.
a place. for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. But I don't ever feel like you need to match in terms of vibe. Like, you know, like
Right.
the song is dark, therefore the music must be dark. Because then it's like your opinion about that changes, and genre is such a and style are so tied to that kind of thing. And so I just sort of write what I want and make the music what I want it to be. And if it works together, it's cool. And if it doesn't, I'm sort of like, all right, yeah.
Speaking of the lyrics, I want to make sure I'm getting this right. But you said, and I wish I wrote down which song it was on. You said, kick myself 100 times. Maybe this one's enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Has the kicking continued?
No, no, yes, no.
We're done kicking?
Yay, I'm done kicking over
Good.
that.
Good. Like, is that a process that you've been
Actually,
undertaking in your life? Not kicking yourself as much.
Maybe it's one of those things that happens automatically as you get older. Not automatically, but as a process of other maturing things.
Mm-hmm.
That's that's a song about seeing someone a lot, like in passing that I had known, and so it's funny. Like I feel like I still see, you know, like you see someone that looks like someone you know, and you're like,
For sure.
I feel like I'm still ready to see certain people, even if I'm not upset about it anymore. Because I'm sort of like, okay, I know actually, as time passes, that I'm less and less likely to see, and I mean see literally out in the world in front of me on the street.
Is like a person that has caused trouble potentially?
Not cause trouble. That's a heavy way to put it, but just someone that I knew and now I don't. And so now I still think I might see them. Now I still think I might see them in anywhere, like here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
Jump out of the bushes.
no, yeah, I'm like, is that? But I don't kick myself for looking anymore.
Mm.
'Cause I'm sort of like, if I saw them,
Well, like you were feeling healed enough to.
yeah, and like, you know, it's always more dramatic than the actual reality of the situation. Or I'm always more dramatic about things like that than the gravity of the incident. But the incident, there was no incident. But it's just one of those things where I'm like, all right, well, I don't really need to work myself up in that way anymore.
Mm-hmm. Like, was there a catalyst for you, like, deciding to be more gentle with yourself? Is that what's happening here?
Sort of. I mean, grad school changed me. It was more just like, you can call it maturing, but I think I just hit a point where it was like, oh, I actually don't have enough time to like worry about this. I have like other things I'd like to be doing and thinking about.
scores due on Tuesday.
Yeah. I have homework again. No, it was like, it reached a certain point where I was like, I have not enough space in my brain to be worrying about things like this. I would really like to focus on things that make me happy and that I want to carry me through. You know, things that fulfill me more than stuff like that. So, turning to my parents and working away my feelings.
Beautiful. You mentioned in mirrors earlier, and I wanted to ask about the mirrors and on turf. I was really enjoying the guitars on those.
Yeah.
I mean, turf. Tell me about the guitar you used there.
Yeah.
I know on turf there might have been multiple.
There's usually a few guitars going on in all these tracks.
Tell me which you used and kind of maybe how they just kind of came together.
I'm trying to think of the way how I want to go about talking about it. Most of these songs come about with like one guitar line. Not one guitar line, like the sort of like bass guitar. You call it a rhythm guitar, but it's not really usually the same. Because it's usually how I flesh out the harmony. I don't really so many different thoughts about guitars. I'm a newer guitar player. I only started playing guitar in the last few years. So I learned it by myself, as most guitar players do. And I think I like to think I have a slightly special relationship to it, given my other background in music.
For sure.
Um,
It sounds good on the album.
Thank you, thank you. But so usually I only play with fingerstyle. I don't really know how to use a pick that well. So I don't do a lot of strumming. It's usually a lot of finger picking. And so most songs come about in their harmony and in their structure by playing an underlying guitar track. It would be the rhythm guitar. It would be the harmony. It would be the basis of it. And then I'll have another one that fills the gaps or does a melody or something. So, especially on Turf, I had this one line that I was doing, and I was trying to find. It was a tough one. I was trying to figure out which key to put it in and how I was gonna, where I was gonna play it, and the key I was singing was not working with the key I was playing it in. I couldn't go down, so I ended up putting it way up, and then I was like, well, now I want something to flesh out the bottom of this, so I found another part, and this is a song where I was really like, these can be this cool interlocking thing where you're sort of like unable to tell what's coming in where. But so all the songs are sort of like this. Yeah.
Well, no, and I like that description of Turf because it's the like energy of your voice is definitely changing.
Sure.
It's like sometimes it's like breathy and whispery, and
Yeah.
then sometimes you're like yelping Turf.
Yeah.
And that is a big reason why I like it a lot.
Cool.
It's just full of
Yeah.
personality.
There's a lot of weirdness going on in that one. That's maybe one of the ones I'm the most proud of, even though it's not annoying to me when people are like, "What you need is turf," but I'm like, "Yeah, turf." When you hear something enough, you're like, "That lyric is bad."
No, but it's because everyone's like hearing that and being like, "I want to
Turf?
tell it to you."
Yeah. So it's a good marker, even if I'm like, "Guys, don't remind me how awful these lyrics are," because everyone's so critical. Everyone's a critic of their own stuff. But so the other thing about all these tracks is that they're all recorded on this cool Gibson that I have that I got a few years ago. It's just like, I don't know how much you care about guitar
No, I
shit.
wanted this
Talk
level
about,
of detail.
talk about the guitar.
I don't personally know it that well, but
Yeah.
I was hoping to hear this from you.
It's this strange thing. It's this Gibson double cut from like '98. It's a Les Paul, but I found it on at Rivington Guitars, cool guitar shop in like the East Village, and it's got a really weird character to it. It's a Gibson, so it's got these two humbuckers, and it's very like bass heavy, and I had a lot of trouble because I was trying to strum stuff on it and like make it work like a normal guitar, and it just like I would record a DI a lot of the time into my interface, and the bass response was blowing the shit out of everything else, so I couldn't use it like that. Hence a lot of the finger picking. So it's got a crazy bass response, and it's got this cool twangy thing. For this album, I've been leaning a lot into this like, it's hard to describe really. It's essentially how I think about it is like a DI twang where you.
When you say DI, what do you mean?
DI means direct input, so it means instead of what is generally how it is done, jacking your guitar into an amp and then recording the amp with a microphone, you plug the guitar straight into the interface.
Yeah, word.
Which is audio interface is how you is the tool for collecting sound.
Right.
And then putting it into a digital audio workstation, which is how every musician, every music making person essentially in our world does it at this point. And people who work the tape are really cool, but then it's still going to a DAW because you're not just cutting tape anymore. Anyway, sorry. So I'm plugging the guitar in, and it gives it you want to say it gives it a specific tone. But really what it is it's actually giving you a very distinct lack of tone that you would be getting from any other amp. Word. So you could call it the truest sound of the guitar, but it's just the most you could almost call it the most electronic sound because you're getting input straight from the humbuckers from the pickups, turned digital. So I don't know, it's got a specific sound that I think you're hearing more and more in like contemporary like rock and indie music because it's also like the cheapest way to do it.
Right.
And so I've been listening to a lot of this stuff because it's just the music I listen to as well. And I think it's this really cool tone where you have this like twangy guitar that just sounds like it was plugged right in next to a lot of these really plush like sound design components. Like if you're having these cool synths or you're doing all this really cool rock mic amping or rock amp miking, I think it's a really cool juxtaposition.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, for example, like I get all my drums recorded live with Archer, who was an enormous boon to this project, and it would not have happened without. But we always do cool mic setups. He's always like, let's try this today. I'm like, and it always sounds really interesting and really like you're there in the room or like a really certain vibe. So I think sometimes the DI thing is cool juxtaposition, basically.
Oh, very. You mentioned Archer. You want to talk about like the people that helped to make this album and kind of how all that came together?
Yeah. I mean, Archer, easily the biggest help because all the drums were recorded with him.
Mm-hmm.
He mastered everything. He mixed a few of those too, just off rip, because I brought them to him. I think like Dirt and maybe Turf as well. I brought to him, and I was like, "Can you help me mix them?" And we just mixed. He mixed them while I sat behind him in his older studio. But he mastered everything, and when I mix stuff, I would, I'm always fucking texting him shit. I'm like, "Listen to this. What do you think?" And he's always giving me mix notes, which is super helpful. I also got, I don't know if you know our friend Izzy Reese. Yeah,
From the Springs. Yeah. Oh, of course.
yeah, he's the boy.
Yeah. Dope.
He's the
Is he
boy.
present on here?
He's in New York. Well, so he's present in spirit. He, I think especially for like I Hate You and In Mirrors, like the newer ones.
Mm-hmm.
He had moved to New York, and I was like, dude, help me, because these songs were, especially I think I Hate You. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing with these tracks. So I would get him in and get his opinions on things and be like he took on a really great producer role there. So he did help with that. Same Will Landgraf as well. I don't know if you know him.
I'm not sure.
CC. Yeah. Also came in and gave some opinions on a few tracks, which is really helpful.
Yeah.
He's the boy. And of course, Will plays in the band now. He played in our last show. So he's playing all his guitar parts live, and he's like the best guitarist I know. So that's lit. That's really cool. Yeah, I don't know. Those are the main names I can think of. I mean, there's always people that have like helped with my songwriting. They're always like, "Can you just listen to this and like give me input?" Even though I'm very like, I like to listen to input and then maybe sometimes ignore it. But it's always good to have a bouncing soundboard. So, yeah.
Beautiful. I mean, yeah.
Chili played bass on one of the songs as well. Chili Hopkins played bass on, I think, on Turf.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he plays in the band, plays bass, but I was like, I need your bass help on this one.
Dope.
So that was really cool.
Beautiful. And then I saw you played a couple shows.
Yeah.
Who was your band for that? And then how did those go?
It started out. I mean, the band is the band. It's Archer's on drums, Chili's on bass, and then my friend Isabella Ashton is on keys. And she is a songwriter. She's an incredible songwriting talent. Plays in her own band. And I met her at grad school. And she was studying songwriting there. So I'm like, if I have a question, I'm just going to ask her. She plays keyboard, and then that was it. It was the four of us for the first two shows. And then this recent show we had Will on lead guitar, I'm going to call it. Because I want him to play all the interesting parts that I don't know how to play and sing together. That's the band. The show's been going pretty well. It's a lot of work to put together a show, so I'm sort of like, I do it when I can. If I get offered something cool, I will take it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm more preoccupied with making music than playing it, though I really love to play it. But while it takes so much work and while I don't have as much time for it, I let it take a bit of a back burner and do it only once every few months,
Right.
even longer than a few months. But they've been going well.
Do you want that to be a priority, or is it you're really focused on getting music out before that?
I think if I was able to choose between spending time booking shows and making music, I would always choose making music. And they sort of go together. Like if I wasn't doing all the work to book them, I'm like, all right, give me another show, I'll play it. But I don't know. The making of it is more rewarding to me, I think, in many ways.
Mm.
Because I think when I write a song that I really like, I get jitters about it. I want to just make it and put it out and forget about it. Because if I stick with something too long, I get in my head about it, and I don't really believe in a super long editing process. So
Yeah, I've heard a lot of artists friends that it's just like it can become an unlimited amount of time.
Yeah.
If you allow it to.
Yeah. It can spiral.
Right,
So.
I wanted to ask you, how did going on a field trip to Crestone, Colorado, your freshman year at Colorado College, affect your musical identity?
Hugely, probably. I have a few memories of that trip. I have a various number of them. I think that probably a lot of my opinions about music do have to do in part with friends that were on that trip, such as you and Donal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where like moments where you're like at that age, like 18,
Sure.
kicking it with your friends, just fucking off somewhere and like talking about stupid shit. You know,
Sure.
they root themselves into your
Yeah.
brain and then
Right.
take precedence later on when you don't even know why you think something.
True.
But I think that those kinds of experiences are formative, even if they have nothing to do with music.
Just because they're just beautiful life.
Yeah, silly and stupid and bizarre. I have this memory specifically of being in that like cafeteria that we were in,
Mhm.
like one time maybe, and Donald, they were serving like a regular meal and like a really spicy thing. It was like a warn. They were like, don't have it if you are not really confident that you can handle something
Right.
off the charts hot. And Donald was like, yeah, in his stupid way, he was like, yeah, I can handle it. And he could, maybe, but he was like, dude, the endorphins you get from eating spicy food after like a few minutes in are on another level. And I was like,
You're baked on it.
yeah, as I always was with Donald, I was like, dude, hell yeah, let me see. I believe you, because he's awesome. And he ate it. And he's got tears streaming down his face, and he's like, dude, just in a few more minutes, are gonna start kicking in. It's gonna happen. Yeah. I was like, dude, keep going. It was hysterical, and it was so weird. And it didn't look spicy, it was just like white. It was like a chowder looking thing.
Yeah, I remember the food being good.
I do too. I don't think I had any of that.
Southwest type.
Yeah, deal. I remember walking through that town with like a few of us, like looking for like beers or something. Because we're like 18 and we're like, we could find a store. I think we did get beer.
For sure.
With like our fake IDs or something.
Yeah, there was beer on that trip.
Yeah, I don't know. That's how that affected me. I think to be fair, like to be broader about it and less silly about it, I do think a lot of my musical tendencies are informed by like the various musical educations that I've had. One of them being like, music major at Colorado College, but being a classical musician in some ways and learning a bunch of different instruments as just like a hobby. And I don't know, seeking out. I'm a big theory dork, which is not a flex, because
Anti-flex.
it's an anti-flex.
That's beautiful.
But I don't know. I like a lot of kinds of music, and so I think I look for certain. I listen for certain things, and I like certain things, and I have opinions about those things, and I want to employ certain things in my music, and that one of, it's harmony, it's changes, it's, rhythmic tendencies or whatever. So
Mhm.
even though I try to be as varied as possible, because I am always worried about the same song rut, when somebody makes a song and it sounds like the last song they made.
Sure, not a threat with you.
Really? I don't know.
Are you sure?
Yeah, at this point I'm like, if it has two
Sure.
guitars, a bass,
Different
and
things going on.
drums, I'm like, I worry if I employ too many of the same instruments at this point, I'm like, it's the same fucking song, even though
You gotta get the trumpet involved.
trombone, yeah,
Go on.
bust out that.
Some brass.
I'm afraid of using brass a little bit. I don't really tend to use the brass in any of that songwriting. It just doesn't seem right with the rest of the instruments I want to use. I do like to make guitar music for Big Metal Cube.
Big metal trombone.
So, big metal trombone, yeah. Izzy wants me to use one horn in new songs, so I'm thinking about it.
I mean, show your stuff.
Show your teeth.
No.
That
Oh,
name,
yeah.
by the way, that name was a suggestion, a forceful suggestion by Luke. He was like, dude, you should call it.
He's like, dude, get these teeth out.
He's like, it's in Three-Eyed Dog. You should call it that. I was like, it's a great idea, actually. So
Has that phrase come to mean more to you because it jumped up to the album title?
not particularly. Three-Eyed Dog is one of the oldest songs on the album, but it came out a year prior because I wanted to have a single out. Because I was like, oh yeah, I'll put the single out, and the rest of it will be out in like 2 months after. It took a whole other year. But yeah.
It's good. The album art is also fantastic. Andrew has literally texted me yesterday saying, dude, this is
Really cool.
yeah. So I was asking him about some interview questions if we've done that together, and he's like, fantastic art.
I'm so happy you mentioned that because the album art is the best part of the album, and that was done by Augie Boss. Shot by Augie Boss, yeah. He's the goat.
For sure.
But we talked about how we're gonna do it. We were like, I was so wishy-washy for like weeks. I was like, I don't know, and we were talking about different shoots and how the different ideas and all these like bizarre things, and I was like, dude, that's so cool. And then I would be like, oh, that's so many things to organize, and I'm such a baby. So eventually we had this big sexy baby most of the time, not Mr. Boston. Eventually we had this idea, and I asked of House of Our Friends. I asked like Chili and Luke and Maddie and Andrew. I was like, guys, your house next week. Let me come over. We have an album art idea. And we just fucked around on the roof. It was really fucking cold, and then somebody had like a Yankee no brim hat that I'm wearing because it is like this hysterical. It's so dumb. Yeah, Yankee no brim. And then I got like a warning from like TuneCore. It was like, this has branded imagery on it. Are you sure you want to post it? I was like,
It's the most ubiquitous symbol
they're not gonna sue me.
in the world.
They might give me a cease and desist at some point, but I'll just black it out and re-upload it. What are they gonna do? But all of that was Augie.
Word.
Um, yeah.
It's interesting that you say cold. That it was a cold day because it is a cold color.
Yeah. We were going back and forth about the coloring of it and like all the secondary effects, and Augie just pulled this magic blue out, and I was like, dude, that is sick.
Magic blue.
It's magic blue. That's my color name for it, magic blue.
Yeah.
That's what I should have called it that.
The album?
Yeah. Magic blue. That would have been funny, honestly. Even if it had really no meaning at all. So, whatever.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you I want you to rank 4 things.
Okay.
Banh Mi place,
Yeah.
cheesesteak from the deli,
Okay.
turkey sandwich, and Le Fleur pizza.
I can't do that. Wait.
You can rank them all.
That's okay. Banh Mi place, cheesesteak from the deli, turkey sandwich, Pizza from the floor.
Yeah.
That's hard.
I've heard that these are the 4 things that you eat.
Yes.
Exclusively.
Not exclusively.
70%.
Well, yeah. Oh yeah, I do. I gotta eat healthier. I gotta get more fiber in my diet. They're all just so good. I think that turkey sandwich, because I can eat it every single day. It's not the most special, but like
I've heard that.
it's like fuck, marry, kill. It's like Mary, like Mary turkey sandwich. Banh mi,
Uh-huh.
LaFleur pizza,
Mm-hmm.
cheese steak from the deli.
So these are all 10 out of 10, but we were just being forced to rank them. Is that fair to say?
Well, I don't know. It's about consistency and steadiness and tranquility and peacefulness. Did I say that one already? Something like that. Okay, yeah, whatever. Turkey sandwich just does the most for me. I eat every day for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I make the same single one.
Would you like to describe the sandwich?
Sausalito turkey, Kobe jack cheese, a little bit of healthy cream, a little bit of hot sauce, sourdough bread, toasted.
In the toaster oven? Okay. That's how you do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Microwave.
Microwave toasted.
Would that work? I don't think that would work. I think it would just
Not yet.
solidify it.
We don't have that technology yet. I was told to ask you by a roommate of yours, what tea flavor is this album? Or tea. I don't know if tea flavor is correct.
Same thing. Earl Grey,
Yeah.
I think.
I think that was the prediction.
I think that was the prediction because that's all I drink really. I just drink black tea, but variations of that. We got some like cool Ceylon cinnamon. It's Sri Lanka now. It's the place. But black tea, but we haven't really drank very much of it yet. I'm a black tea drinker,
Oh,
so
like every day.
if I need it, yeah.
Is it your primary caffeine source?
Yeah, or coffee. Just whatever I get. When I'm at work, I just drink coffee because it's there. They're both fine. I drink tea at home because it's easier and I'm lazy.
For sure. And tea is nice.
Tea is nice. It's probably better for me.
It's a big hug.
It's like a big warm hug that wakes you up.
Good morning.
Happy monkey. Yeah, I don't know. I would call it tea. It's hard. I mean, if we're talking about like genre or like style or how the album makes me feel or how it sounds or whatever. At this point, I feel like it's all so varied. I don't know. It's not varied. It's all to me. It's all the same music a little bit, but my opinions about what it should sound like and like what I'm trying to sound like and what I think is cool. I sometimes I feel like change by the hour. So like some of those songs on there, I'm like, this might as well just be a rip off of another song. And some of the songs on there, I'm like, I don't even know what I'm going for here. And some songs I'm like, just, this is what it has to, this is all it needs to be. I don't need to worry about it. So, I don't know.
Was the how did you sequence the songs in the track list? How was that decision made? Because I think Turf is a great opener.
I think I wrote.
Three-Headed Dog is a good closer.
Yeah, I almost tried to put that in the middle because I was a little bit like, this song is so old. I want people to just like hear it again and then keep going. But ultimately, I wrote Turf as a closing. So I needed a good closing number for a show, like one of our shows, and then I wrote Turf, and I was like, this is so fun. And then I thought about it more, and I wrote more songs, and I was like, okay, now I feel like I have other songs I want to close with. Turf is a great opener, so that was easy.
Get the party started.
Yeah, I tried to sort of have a broad curve where it would start high, go down a little bit, and then come back up with variation between songs, so that it wouldn't be like a bunch of slow songs, a bunch of down tempo or down energy songs in a row. And then I was like, okay, and then put Three-Eyed Dog last. So
I think it worked out very well.
thank you. Yeah.
We're doing pretty well in terms of the questions that I've asked. Yeah, a couple more. Which jujitsu move is three-eyed dog?
Which judo throw?
Yeah.
Ochi guard.
What is that one?
It's like a throw. It's like an inside the leg trip where you get up close and you put your leg behind their leg on the inside, and you just try and push them over basically.
So we're just.
Yeah. It's just an inside leg trip. Like you're. I mean, that's basically the way to describe it in as many words as I am. I'm not very good at judo, so I'm not going to give you the most like concise version of it. But that's essentially it. Straight to the point, I think.
Word.
Although, okay.
Achieving what needs to be achieved.
Yeah, the song like that to me is like that. That's one of those more. Well, I think they're all abstract in their meanings, at least because I refuse to elaborate on them. Generally, on the meanings of most of the songs, because I just don't like to do that.
Like you want the lyrics to stand for themselves, type of thing.
They have meanings. I just don't really feel like I need to talk about them.
For sure.
You know.
Yeah.
I just like you can take from what you want. I don't really need it. They express as much as I need to express. And if anybody gets anything else from them, I'm happy for that to have been, what was taken away. So
That's a good philosophy. Over-explaining can kind of limit things in a certain way.
yeah, like I write things in a certain way because I feel like I need to say them, but not because I think that I need them to be fully understood all the time. Sometimes you just need to say something out loud, even if it's not to an audience, or even if it's just to be able to say the thing that you wanted to say. I'm like that about a lot of things. Sometimes I feel like I struggle to express certain things to someone because I have to say it in a very specific way, and it takes me a minute to find that, so I almost end up not saying it a lot of the time.
Yeah. It's hard to communicate.
It's hard to communicate. Shit, it's hard to communicate. But to answer your question, Three-Eyed Dog is an Ochigar because I think the music of it is sort of like straight to the point. I think that's one of those songs, because I did it so early, or finished it so early, that I would probably end up doing differently, honestly, if I had re-recorded it, but whatever. That's sort of the thing that it is. It's like, if you make a song, if you make anything, you might look back at it one day and say, I probably would do that differently.
And that is growth, ideally.
Yeah. So
it's like I would have done a different thing that I know how to do now.
I think you're always you should always feel that way,
right?
If you're growing.
Which
maybe.
we're not doing.
Oh, well, no more.
I don't want to grow.
This is enough.
We've arrived.
We're here. I'm grown. Yeah. So I don't know if that answers your question very well.
No, it's beautiful and perfect.
Cool. Oh, cool.
Beautiful. Well, I'm pretty happy.
I'm happy
with all of this.
Cool. All right.
So concluding remarks. I'm curious if you're working on anything new. What people should expect. Not to place any expectation on you. And if there's anything else you'd like to communicate.
Yeah, I am working on some new stuff. I want people to expect things because I'm trying to get better at at making deadlines and holding myself accountable to them.
Speaking of growth,
lame, stupid. But I'm working on 2 tracks right now. One of them I had just written a while ago, and it hadn't made its way into the album because I was like, this is the songs that I envisioned for the album. I don't need to rush it. And the other one is a track I've been writing, not for a film, but I work as an assistant to a composer. So we've been working on this film, and they had a bunch of different title tracks, and I decided that I would just write something as well, just to see what I would write if I was going to write a title track for a film like this. Or if I was going to write a title track, or if I was going to write a track that might be inspired by or feel like this or whatever. Because I knew that pretty quickly I would feel like I didn't want to actually, make edits based on what somebody else thought. So I said I would write a song for this film, and then once I decided to go somewhere else with it, I would just do that. So it's probably not really for the film, but I'm working on these 2 songs. They're both done. The songs themselves are written. It's more the process of getting them recorded and finishing them and then releasing them. But so I'm going to put those out in June.
Are you playing with any new sounds?
Yeah,
Ideas,
yeah,
concepts?
I am. I think, yeah. One of them I'm playing with new instruments, new instrumentation.
Like a new guitar or a complete like a new instrument?
Well, I do have a new guitar.
Now that you mention it.
Now that you mention it, but actually, it's funny. I don't think I'm actually using that one on either of these songs, or in the recordings of it. But on this one for the film, I'm working with that old guitar with this Gibson because it has this really great bass response. It's actually turned into something really useful. So I don't know. I feel like every song I write, I'm trying to do something new, but it's more just in what I let myself do that I previously hadn't because I had felt it wasn't right for me. So a songwriting tactic that I maybe would have thought was too bizarre or too mainstream. You know, like I might say, let yourself just put, 3 choruses in there, or let yourself just say that line that you may have thought was not interesting enough, or
let things fly a little bit.
yeah, or just let yourself say a bunch of shit in a row. Because there's so many great songs where I listen to, I'm like, that's just 6 different lines, none of them repeat.
Word.
Or like Pine Grove will do that all the time. Or who else am I thinking of that does that? I mean, MJ Linderman has a song like that, where it's just a bunch of lines. So things like that, I always try and do, even if it doesn't sound different necessarily. I know that I was able to make a little ground in that way. Working with the other song, working with other instruments, that's a song that we've had pretty much all recorded. And I'm trying to work more with Archer and work more with recording things in a more professional setup, and get more players on things and get more of my friends working on things like that. Because I'm such a hideaway a lot of times to work on music where I'm like, this is mine fully until it's done, and then I'll show it to somebody. So two tracks to come hopefully in the next 3 months.
Beautiful. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
Any closing remarks for the beautiful people of the world?
Big Metal Cube. You guys are really cool. Thanks for listening. Listen to bands. Listen to all of our friends' bands.
Friend band,
Yeah.
cube.
Yeah.
Everyone's fitting in the cube together.
Big Metal Cube. Listen to this album called Dinner with Friends by Young Lungs. It's really good.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Keep an eye out for Fargo Levy, the band. They're really cool. If you're not listening to Boxer yet, a little late.
Come on. That's not much.
Isabella Ashton is really fucking dope, and she's putting out music soon.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you.
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah. Thank you for tuning in to the Hummingbird's Nest. This has been Harry Lucas of Big Metal Cube. Pace.
Cut.
Ding ding.
Ding ding ding.
Bong.